What up, what up, what up? Daniel Augustin here. Another episode of Multi-Hyphenate after week 12 of college football. Good stuff, man. Good stuff, man. Let's talk about LSU and Florida. Listen, man, if you saw my first take on Florida when they played against Miami, I was hurt. Not just because of the loss. It wasn't necessarily about the loss. It was about how Florida lost that game. They didn't compete. They didn't look like a top-tier program. They didn't look like the kind of program that has won 3 national championships. They didn't look like it. They looked like a program that was completely in disarray, a program that did not prepare these guys to play. That's what they looked like. And I think the mark of a great coach is how well you prepare your players. The coaches aren't on the field. You don't get to see how well somebody like Billy Napier can cover a wide receiver. But you can see his imprint on whether or not this team shows up ready to play. Are the players responsible? Yes, absolutely. But the coach is the one who you are going to hold accountable. Period and point blank. The coach is the one that prepares these guys. How well they get in and out of snaps. How well can they avoid delay of the game penalties. This has so much to do with the coaching. Okay? And in this game in particular, I gotta say, Billy Napier it hurts for me to say it. Billy Napier is going to earn his money next season. One thing that happens in this game is none of us, we're not patient with anybody because, sports in general it's all about results. It's a results-oriented business. Okay, after every single week, you win or you lose. These players, they go back to school, they get into the meeting rooms and they watch the film to look at the results. When these guys are in the post-game conference and they're talking to reporters, they're looking at the stats. They're looking at the numbers because those are the results on paper. There's results on paper. There's results on the field. The results on paper tell you something. The results on the field tell you something. So it's a results-oriented business. And to see Billy Napier get this win, to see Scott Strickland and the UF alum, the UF the student body, to see people continue to support him, it's huge. I got to eat my words. Last week I talked about how, not just last week, last week I think regardless, I've been talking about it all season. I've been calling for Billy Napier to get fired. But I've also been saying that you got to be careful because if you fire him, you're going to lose guys like DJ Lagway. DJ Lagway has made it clear that, the only reason he's at the University of Florida is because of Billy Napier. So regardless of how Billy has been preparing these guys at the beginning of the season, he's been getting these guys. He's the one who recruited a majority of these guys. And, these guys look good, man. This team looks good. The defensive line, the DBs, these guys look good. Listen, man, the DBs, first of all, the Gators are going to have one of the scariest secondaries when it comes down to next season. And any SEC team should be afraid to play the Florida Gators next season. Their DBs are so tall. There's not really an opportunity for teams to beat them over the top, per se. You're going to have to beat them over the top because you just were able to run through the secondary with your speed, which LSU was able to do today. Once. But anything over the top, you're trying to get something to Mason Taylor on that last play where Seven made a great play on the ball, avoided getting any contact on the wide receiver. That's unheard of. But these guys are tall. They got length and they're athletic and they all are coming to hit. They're coming up and making plays on the quarterback, on the running back, on the wide receiver. These DBs look very good, very talented. The defensive line, man, they competed. Golly, they competed, man. Listen, man. LSU didn't get a single sack on DJ Lagway. All the while, the Gators had 7 sacks on Brett Nussmeier. 7 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, 6 passes defended. That's a defense that's competing. And the Gators beat LSU. They won 27-16. They won 27-16. So they won convincingly. Okay. And this is the craziest stat. LSU had the ball for 42 minutes. The Gators had the ball for 18 minutes. How the hell did LSU lose this game? I don't understand it. LSU had 25 first downs. Florida had 13. I think I do understand it. Let me take that back. But let me finish here. LSU had 25 first downs to the Gators 13. LSU converted 13 of 24 third downs, converted 2 of 4 fourth downs. LSU had 92 total plays to the Gators 43. They had 2 times as many plays as the Gators. They punted the ball less than the Gators did. They had less penalties than the Gators did. And they had the ball 2+ more times than the Gators had the ball. And you look at, these numbers are pretty even, when it boils down to it. The Gators, the total yards, the passing yards, the rushing yards. I mean, this was a good matchup. If I'm not mistaken, this is the first ranked team that the Gators have beat all season. I think the Gators win this game because, first of all, they were more efficient when they did have the ball. So they won this game because they averaged 8 yards per play. That's for starters. The Gators made the big plays. They made more big plays than LSU did. I think DJ Lagway has the best deep ball in all of college football. Best deep ball in all of college football. DJ Lagway, what he has is what Nico Iamaleava does not. Nico has the arm because he's overthrowing everybody, but he's not making the deep pass. The plays where Tennessee could really hurt you, Nico's not converting. All the while, DJ is getting away from pressure and throwing strikes. He was 13 of 26, so, 50%, not the prettiest. But let's look at that in a completely different way. 13 of 26 stat line is not pretty, but it also means that if I didn't make the pass on first down, I'll make it on third down, and we're averaging 8 yards a play. So mathematically speaking, you're in a good situation there. You're winning, okay? And the Gators were able to run the ball. I think the Gators are able to run the ball well because they're throwing the ball well. And when you're throwing the ball well, it makes your safeties feel like, dog, I got to stay back, okay? Because Mizell trying to run by me, DK trying to run in front of me, pass me, by me, I got to stay back. Badger trying to run by me, I got to stay back. So that creates at least 4 people, 2 safeties in a corner that are like, hell no, I'm not getting beat deep. Okay, so automatically now you are playing against 7 guys on defense because those guys, they're backpedaling. They're getting out of there. So now if the 5 guys up front win their battle against the 4 guys in front of them, now you're in an advantage because now it's really you going up against 3 guys. So I think the Gators win because they were more efficient on offense and the defense had 7 sacks, 11 tackles for loss, 6 passes defended. So the defense has a lot to do with why they won this game as well as the offense. Okay? This is a game where the Gators won on those 2 sides of the ball. The Gators kicker is very efficient, so he gave them points whenever they needed those points. He was extremely efficient. What was he? 2 for 2 on 2 long field goals. He doesn't hit those. We're looking at a 21-16 game, and LSU has an opportunity to win the game on a last drive. But that couldn't happen because the Gators were able to put the game away. They were able to get 3 points when they needed it, and that gave them the opportunity to put the game away when they got their long touchdown run from Ball. Listen, I'm really excited about this Florida Gator team for next year. This team is going to be special next year, and I think if you're in the SEC, you don't want to play this team next season. This is the same Gator team that could have absolutely beat Georgia. And I think this Gator team beats Ole Miss next week and just completely ruins the Ole Miss season. Ruins. You heard it here first. They're going to beat Ole Miss next week. People are going to end those conversations about Lane Kiffin playing at UF because, 1, it's not going to happen because Billy Napier is staying. And 2, people are going to start looking at Billy Napier like, I guess maybe we... Plus, the Gators need this win. They got 2 more games left. Ole Miss and then FSU. They have to win one so they can get to a bowl game. Yes, I'm sure you're going to easily say that they could beat FSU, but rivalry games just aren't ever as easy as they seem they should be. So not going to even say that. They just need to win both. And I think if these Gators if they can get a win streak going, oh my goodness. This team going into next season, certain players that are on this team are going to stay. They're going to stay. They're not going to leave because they know that they're working towards something. I hope Trey Wilson stays. I think they're going to be able to recruit even better because of the fact that they will have made a bowl game, because of the fact that they'll be able to show athletes, hey man, we're turning the season around. So bringing somebody like you in, man, when we get you on the field, I mean, I mean, all bets are off for what's possible. And I just think that their camaraderie is going to grow together, having seen themselves start the season off so poorly, but then having seen how they were able to turn the page on how they started. Look out for Florida next season, okay? The Gators didn't even need that much time to score, to put up 27 points. They didn't even need it. So I think LSU was going for it on fourth down quite a few times because they knew they weren't able to stop this team. To have the ball for 40 plus minutes and to not be able to put up more than 16 points, I mean, it says a lot about your offense. It says a lot about your offense. I think LSU's coaching is lacking a tad bit. They got the athletes. I think they lack a bit when it comes to the coaching. I'm really not the biggest Brian Kelly fan. Just think there's some toxicity going on there too. I don't like the way he talks to his quarterbacks, his teammate, his team in general. And, you know, LSU is out the picture now. Bowl game, yes, but college football playoff, no. SEC championship, no. And you got to thank the Florida Gators for that. That's pretty interesting, and I love it. I love that. This Florida Gators team is surging at the right time, in my opinion. I hope that the Gators use this to move forward. I hope that the Gators build on this, beat Ole Miss, beat FSU, beat whoever you played in the bowl game. 3 games will make for a 4-game win streak ending the season. And use that when you recruit in NIL. I think the Gators can really, really use speed at the safety position. I think they can use, I think they would benefit mightily from adding maybe one more edge rusher and focusing heavily on the offensive line. Heavily on the offensive line. This Gators team just really shores up this offensive line. I mean, I can see them winning the SEC title next season. Yes, I'm a Gator fan, but I can see them winning an SEC title next season. That's what happens when you have a quarterback. The Miami Hurricanes are successful right now because they got a quarterback. No Cam Ward, none of this. None of this. No. So this Miami Hurricane team that you're looking at right now that beat the Florida Gators, I mean, right now, they have 4 losses without Cam Ward. That's what happens when you have a quarterback. A quarterback can help you win games that you wouldn't have even had a chance to win, despite how many athletes you got on your team. If it wasn't for that leader, that general who has the ball in their hands, DJ Lagway only threw the ball 26 times, but he got the ball down the field every time he threw it, and the Gators were all the better for it. When he stepped up in the pocket and threw that pass to Badger, and I think it was the 3rd or the 4th quarter, he avoided the rush to do it, threw it on the run, threw a strike, perfect pass, and got the Gators the ball on the 1-yard line. And then they got the ball into the end zone. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. He avoided the sack. LSU had 0 sacks on DJ Lagway and the Gators. So that's a play that could end up being 3rd and 12. He gets it to be 1st and goal. This team is going to be special, okay? Next season, I think the Florida Gators get into the college football playoff and make a name for themselves. DJ Lagway makes a name for himself. Next season, honestly, you got to talk about DJ Lagway next season as far as first team All-SEC. You got to talk about him next season as a potential Heisman candidate. That's what I'm calling right now.